Alright everybody, welcome back. Sorry for the background noise. The baby chicks are in here. I'm in the garage today. Maybe this is still part 3, but maybe I've decided to go ahead and do a part 4 on this tractor in this video. But if you can see right here, I got the voltage meter. Yes, that's what that is, a voltage meter. And the stator from the Ford YT16 here. Now, I took the voltage regulator off the plate, and underneath I saw a model number, which you guys, it goes like that. You guys may not be able to see on camera, but I was able to decipher what that was there through the rust and the grime without scratching the number off. And I found a match on Amazon. So, here it is. There's the new voltage regulator. And of course, this comes with a brand new stator / alternator. That rhymes. And we got the bolts for it too in there. Yeah, check that thing out. So much cleaner. The comparison of old and new. Hopefully you guys can see here. Get a bit closer. Old and new. New and old. Don't want to get the new one all dirty. Then we'll do another comparison with these. So you guys can see. So yeah. Got a new voltage regulator and a new stator delivered from Amazon today. And we're going to go ahead and install it on the tractor now, I suppose. Now, I don't think I'm going to be doing a whole lot in this segment. I think I'm just going to get the stator on, and this right here, we can't really install that until we get the shroud on and all that. So, for now, and I want to see where I need to torque the engine flywheel nut to on there to see how tight it needs to be. So, for now, we're just going to go ahead and get the stator on, and I don't know, just get it on, I guess. Figured I'd let you guys know that I finally found the right part, and we can start working on the Ford again. It's sitting right over here. Okay, so to reinstall this thing, first thing we gotta do is remove this plate again. Right here. Take that, we'll just set these here for now, because I just got these 2 bolts in. Got some parts dishes over there. So we're just going to set those right there. The ratchet right here. And eventually when we take this whole thing apart again, we'll probably wind up painting this. I don't know, just so it doesn't rust any worse. And I think we're going to blow this off real quick with the air hose. And I'll probably clean this thing off too. When we hook the stator up, we need to run a wire through here. So that's why I have to remove this. So anyways, let me go get the air hose here real quick. Alright, just blow it off. Nice and clean. Do this over here out of the way. So I don't know if I need good electrical contact on this or what. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and wire brush these. I mean, these are a little shiny, but I'm gonna go ahead and wire brush these a little bit and wire brush that, and we'll see what that does. Maybe to make better electrical contact. Okay guys, so I'm getting ready to call it quits for now. Just because I've got videos premiering, there's another video I want to put out. I'm going to need some help with this. And I want to do some more research on this. But anyways, I got these all wire brushed down off camera. You guys can see that's nice and shiny now. Flip it over, did both sides. And I also took a little sanding block to these right here, just kind of make those a little bit cleaner. Anyways, let's go ahead and install this stator now. I'm probably actually going to wind up painting this thing soon, but you know what? We're just going to go ahead and get the stator on to see how it looks. I blew this off with the air hose twice. Once to get all the dust and stuff off, and then again to get all the rust off. That was, of course, because of the let's see, how does this go? Like this, right? Yeah. Because I was wire brushing it, got all kinds of rust and stuff like that on it, like rust dust, I guess you can call it. That rhymes. Reach around and pull these yellow wires through. Goes in right. Sorry for blocking people's views, but it goes in right like that. That should be right. Right? I'm gonna have to do some research. But anyways, right there should be how it goes. Alright guys, just before I go hooking all this back up again and everything like that and doing all that, there's some more research I want to do. There's just a few other things I want to do. We'll go ahead and get these into a parts dish with the other bolts just like that. And I have a video premiering in 5 minutes, and I want to get another one edited and uploaded kind of quickly so I can get that out by at least 8:45 tonight, which is in like 50 minutes. So, yeah. This is all we will be doing for tonight, but in this next clip, you should see me just a little bit more knowledgeable about this, and just after I've done a little more research. That way I make sure I'm doing this right, and I should be able to, I mean, this will be probably tomorrow or the day after when I'll be doing this, should be able to get the flywheel back on, everything hooked up here, and I think we'll be able to get the voltage regulator on too, and then maybe try to hook a battery up and see if we get this thing to crank over and spark, and see if the electrical system works a bit better. But for now, I'm going to call it quits here because I got some other things I want to do. Alright guys, next day again. Maybe this is a new part, I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but I got the alternator in place, or stator, if you want to call it that. It's got two names. And these little things down here, these things right here, slide inside of there just slightly. These right here slide into that little thing down there just slightly. That's what I'm trying to get them to do up front here, but you guys can see that right there is touching that, which is interesting because on the old one, that does not seem to happen. Here's the old one. We'll go ahead and get that on there real quick for you guys. Let's see if I can just pull this off. Just kind of carefully move it out of the way. Just set it like right here for now. Yeah, on the old one, it does not do that. Here, I'm doing this one-handed, so I would like to apologize for that. Yeah, the old one eventually all slides in, and it's got extra space there, so. Is this going to be a problem with the new one? I don't know. Comment below, because this might prevent this from working. I don't know until I get back together, though, unfortunately. Comment below if that's going to cause any issues. It's really, really strange to me, but, I mean, they look... Other than that, they look pretty identical to me. But I just don't know, guys. Comment below, because this may not work because of that. I don't know. Okay, so one thing I'm thinking about, guys, is what if I put it on like this? Would that still work? I don't know. You can see I got the where the wires come out over here by the coil. Maybe we'd want it on the opposite side of the coil. I don't know. And then the wires run down there. So would this work as well, or does it have to be rotated that way? I don't know. I might have to make a short video about this, asking for help, but other than that, I don't know what else I can do except try to sand down the plastic there a bit, which I don't want to try to do that and break this break this alternator. I don't know why it's so tight right there. That sucks, you know? But I just don't know. Anyways, comment below if you guys know if that's alright. I'll probably do a short video and post it here in just a bit. Just asking for help. So upon further inspection, it looks like, right here, the wires on this one actually just come right out of the bottom. Whereas on this one here, you can see they have that little indented area coming off the side, which is why this one goes on fine and that one doesn't. They're the same size, it's just this one right here, wires come right out on the bottom, not on the inside like that. So I'm looking on Amazon for maybe a plan B. But until then, we're going to try to see if we can get this to work somehow, I guess. Another update. I'm getting it on. You know, it's just kind of snug, you know. Alternators are legitimately the same size, but it's just a little tight in there with this plastic and the coating things on the wires. But I'm getting it on, so looks like we'll be getting this together today, at least so we can test it. And I've got a torque wrench ready. Alright, it's all on. It's all down there where it's supposed to be. So now I'm just going to run this wire through here, through that hole. And I'm doing a lot more off camera this time just because, you know, you guys already saw I took it apart, so you guys got the idea of how it goes together and whatnot. And I want to save space, you know. I don't want this video getting too long or anything, so I think I'm just going to get this all bolted back on off camera and get this run through there off camera. But I'm going to pick this back up when I put that voltage regulator on and the flywheel on, show you guys where I'm going to the proper torque, where to torque the nut on top of there too, and stuff like that. But when it comes to little things like this, I mean, you don't even worry about torquing that too much, but things like this, that's very important. Alright, so we're just about ready to reinstall the flywheel, but I'm going to blow this out with the air hose real quick because it is pretty dusty in there on those magnets. Just going to do this right here. Air hose in here. Woo! That is dusty. Yeah, I hope this stuff in here is dust, not like some kind of insulator material. It's looking better. Alright, I got that all cleaned out now. It's looking a lot better, so guess it's about time we go ahead and reinstall this thing. Got my torque wrench. The bolts underneath here holding this metal cover underneath of it on. Those are torqued properly. I got my torque wrench over there. We'll go ahead and torque this nut on when we get it on there. It looks like it's about 150 pounds of torque you got to put on there. I've researched that on the website for a 402-707 engine, which actually is the model number of this engine, it appears. And I'll go ahead and link that in the description, I guess. Note to myself later, I gotta link that in the description. That website, not sponsored by them or anything, you know, I just feel like I gotta mention that because I know how the sponsorship stuff goes. Anyway, as far as the flywheel key goes, you just need to pretty much, you know, since I'm paranoid, let's see. Just make sure this is on here. Alright. Yeah, that should be fine. That's just gotta go slide right in there like that. Alright, everybody, well, I got this back on now. You see how the key goes in there? And we're going to go ahead and put the flywheel nut on. I think I might just do a time lapse of me doing this here in a bit. I don't know. Just because you guys already saw how it comes apart. Once again, 150 pounds of torque according to the website that I looked up on this. Is what they say it should have. So one more important thing to note is that when you're reinstalling this flywheel, there's a nut. I mean, not a nut, a washer. And that washer goes right on there like that. And then there's your flywheel nut. Goes on like so. You can get it going here. I'm going to do this upside. I'm going to do it this way because there's a couple little dings there on the other side. We've got about 150 foot-pounds here. That's what I got the torque wrench set to. But I gotta find a way to keep this from turning. Yeah, let me pause this right here and we'll find a way to keep that from turning. Your eyes are not deceiving you. Yes, that's been taken back off because I noticed in the washer now, if I can ever get this to come into focus. Come on. There's a crack running down that washer now. Maybe you guys can see that. I don't know how big of a deal that's going to be, but I'm going to try to find another one that'll replace this, just in case, you know. Better safe than sorry, I suppose. So I didn't have any washers to replace this. Maybe you guys can see the crack again right there. Yep. That's what I think we heard, not torque wrench setting. I think we heard the freaking washer cracking. So maybe I might have to run to the hardware store still. Again, a different hardware store because the other one's closed. But maybe, I hate to do this, maybe we could take one off one of my other engines. It's pretty rusty in there too. Have to take all these off, and I want to fix this engine anyways. Yeah, forget it. We're gonna go. I think we're gonna go to a hardware store, see if they got one of these that we can use. Crap! Got to take my bike out again. Well, everybody, it's the next day now. Who knows if this is a new part to the video or not? You guys can see here, over at the other opposed twin, the washer in this one is also cracked. No, just kidding. This is the one from the Ford. We took the original off of this. It is the original nut, though. I already still have one ordered on eBay, but, you know, I'm still going to let it come in, and we'll stick a good one back on that engine because I want to rebuild that engine. The washer from that engine has now been relocated over here to the Ford. So now, I think I'm just going to put a tiny little drop of thread lock on there, just maybe keep that from moving. Maybe it's not the best thing, but you already need a flywheel puller to remove the dang thing anyways, so. Alright, so I got the torque wrench. We just got to set this to 150 foot-pounds. Tightening this by hand. Washer's on. Here goes nothing. And again, this is 1.25 of the nut on here. Alright, let's see, is that touching? Okay. We need absolute quiet for this. Chicks aren't going to do that. Listen closely. There it is. 150 foot-pounds. A little easier than you'd expect. But we're good now, so go ahead and stop the video. Alright, so next thing we got to do is these little bolts right here. Onto the fan here, I guess you'd call it. Remember this little indentation on the bottom here, guys? Goes right over this magnetic thing that helps, you know, yeah, that magnet, whatever you call that thing. I'm sure there's a few names for it. And then you got these two bolts right here, which the size on these, I think, is... I don't know. Let me check real quick. Should be 7/16 or 1/2. 1/2. Half inch. And So before we put the shroud back on, I want to take this as for the voltage regulator. I want to clean this thing up really good so it makes proper electrical contact. And this actually screws right onto something that's already there, right there. So I'm going to break out my new mini Dremel I bought today and really polish this thing up, I think, at least for the bolts go and whatnot. And the bolts themselves, for that matter. So I'm going to do that off camera real quick and then show you guys what it looks like when I'm done. Alright, so there we've got it all cleaned up, the mini Dremel. I'll show you guys the Dremel maybe at the end of this video. Yeah, just all the contact areas cleaned up, including the bolts. We can put those in the vise and clean them up. They look a lot better. So I think we should be making much better electrical contact. We'll try to pull off all the wires and clean them up too. But other than that, we can just attach this onto the engine like that. I actually want to take the Dremel over here. I'm going to clean up where it bolts onto. And then, I don't know, we'll just, we'll try to get everything hooked up and see if we can get a battery in here, put some power to it, see if we can get it to crank over, and we got starting fluid too. Here it is. We're going to clean this up right here where it bolts on just a little bit. Got speed control. Alright, we can bolt it on now. We're just going to get it all hooked up off camera because I think you guys saw how we took it. I don't know, this is recorded several months after that, but we just want to get it together, you know. This is like not the go-to repair video for this kind of stuff. I wouldn't recommend us. We're just kind of figuring it out still, so, you know, we're just going to put it together off camera. We just got to put one bolt on, hook up some wires, and we're just going to clean up some wires, and if it's a success, then we'll do a more in-depth thing on it for you guys. Alright everybody, so of course, red wire to red wire. So we get that on all the way. Wow, it's pretty tight. Ooh, okay, well, we'll get some pliers on there for you. Yellow wire set up that it can only go in one way. Boom. We're pretty much ready to go. I'm going to tighten this off camera though. Alright, somehow managed to get it on all the way. So, let's go ahead and pull this breaker bar off the bottom. Somehow. Alright. We should be ready to hook a battery up and see if we can get this thing to start now. I mean, there's still plenty more wires we can check and clean and all that, but I don't know. We're going to have a quick look at the wiring diagram first, though, off camera, and we'll see if we have everything hooked up all right. Okay, so we got it on 2 amp. Everything should be wired up all right. I'm going to leave my glasses on the flywheel there. Wouldn't have been good. I'm going to try to sit on this brittle seat carefully. We got keys in there, and we're going to see if this thing will crank over. See, maybe the lights would work. You never know. Put it on, you never know. I think that has the moment of truth. Hopefully, it seems like we got everything wired up all right. Now, if there's still an issue, then that solenoid probably is not quite right. I ordered one, an new old stock one from the Ford YT16, but I just don't know the exact solenoid we need. But we're going to see if we can get this thing to crank over, and if so, we've got our electrical issues just about figured out. So, there goes the clutch. I'm going to set that parking brake too. Please, please, please. Moment of truth. Please, 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 please. Dang! Nothing. Turn it down a little bit more. Getting a little sound here. Can't hear over the chicks, but something's buzzing when I do that.
Sucking juice.
Yeah, the
Down.
the amp meter's on. Here, let's see the disconnect. It looks like, I don't know, maybe it's just a little bit rusted. I'm still getting it right here. Faint buzz, so I don't know. The solenoid probably still has some issues. You know, it looks like it's all wired up alright, but it's probably not even the right one. You know, I looked up Ford YT16 solenoid, and that was one, and I just went ahead and ordered it. I don't know, I figured they'd all just be about the same. Still a lot of electrical issues. I think we're going to have to end this video here, guys, until I can figure out what's wrong with the solenoid. Everything else we're going to do is just some tests off camera, and if we find anything that works, we'll come back, I guess. Until now, it seems like we weren't able to figure this out with the alternator, and we're going to have to keep messing with it until we can figure out what's wrong with it. Now, the alternator probably needed to be replaced anyways, so I think it's a good thing we did that, but I think the solenoid is next again. We got to figure out exactly which one we need, and just clean every single wire contact on this one. Well, everybody, I'd like to thank you for watching. Unfortunately, that's all that we've got time for this video, because I've got a ton of other stuff I'd like to upload. Expect more soon on the Ford YT16 restoration. In part 5, I actually do get it running good again, and pretty much everything electrical functioning properly. It turned out it actually had something to do with the key switch, and you guys will see what it was and how I fixed it in part 5, so stay tuned for that. I'm sorry I have to end this video here, but I ran out of space. I just would like to show you guys some of the trial and error of the alternator and figuring that out, and all the issues I've had to deal with on that. But we've gotten that figured out since then, and we'll show you the progress we've made in part 5, which I should hopefully get out much sooner, in just a couple days. Sorry this video took so long, but I'll try to keep up on my uploading a little bit more now that I've gotten some non-YouTube related projects out of the way, and some other non-YouTube related things over with. So, yeah, I'd just like to apologize for the inconvenience. Sorry that I have to leave you guys on a cliffhanger here. We did figure this out, and you will be seeing it in the 5th video. We make some great progress. And with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Feel free to subscribe, and feel free to check the description for links to my channel, my brother's channel, and I think I left a link to something else in there.